can smoke.
All right, I'm ready to go.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday. Waka waka. You know what that means. It's time for After Dark on the Podzilla 1985 podcast. My name is Shannon Young. I'm going to be your host tonight. Shannon, how do you stay so chipper at the beginning of every show? It's called drugs. With me tonight, we have the bearded one himself. Actually, there's a couple of them in here. And by a couple, I mean two. If I meant more than two, it would be offensive to our other people on the show. But Jesse Kimball's here.
Here.
Rousing
Now.
Response. With
I'm sorry, I got distracted. I got like 3 text messages all at once, and I needed to change my phone to vibrate, so that wouldn't be on the show.
Jesse Kimball switching it over to vibrate. You know what that means,
For
kids.
her pleasure. What does that mean?
Well, I almost said speaking of her, but that would have been highly inappropriate. So pause. Everybody forgot what we just talked about. Also with us tonight, Lindsay Wolfgong.
I am here.
You look like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, I know.
Wow,
I'm sorry. I
what a
took
way
my
to
hair
greet
down.
someone, Shannon.
I mean, I kind of do look like a psychopath at the moment because I had my hair up in a ponytail at work and I took it down and now it's just kind of like, fwah.
We're taking bets now on how long before Lindsay's computer starts to sound. Oh God, there were so many offensive jokes I was going to make. It's going to sound like a steam whistle. There, that's the least offensive one I
It's
can
going to sound
make.
like a goddamn siren is what it's going to sound like. And it's going to piss me off if it does it again. But it's been off all day other than like 30 minutes when I turned it on to edit something for a friend. So
What's
here's
making
keeping
that
our
noise?
fingers crossed.
It
It's
just,
the fan, Phil.
maybe.
It's not overheating. It's just the fan just starts screaming.
Maybe. We think it's the fan.
I've dusted it out. I don't know. I got freaking nothing.
She's got nothing. But I'll tell you someone that's got the whole world in her hands. It's Shelby Kimball.
Is it the whole world? That seems like there's a lot of work involved. I don't want
Whole wide world.
It's the whole wide world. Whole wide world of sports. It's Tanner
The
Calvin.
wide world of sports.
You know what? I've been gone too long to be receiving that treatment with that accent.
I thought you liked that accent.
I don't.
I'm the trash man.
There we go. You haven't been gone that long. You were on not too long ago talking about a movie, probably.
In November.
Let's see.
I've been gone over a month.
Have you really?
Yeah.
The last time Tanner was on a show,
it does. It has been a while.
November 23rd, because it was the return of Goody Tom Turkey.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we did that. Yeah.
We did that. So it's been less than a month, but even before that.
Well,
I think,
goddamn.
And then it was the day before that you were on Extras and Epilogues, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Was it really?
Yeah, well, Jesus Christ. December has turned into Extras and Epilogues like the extended cut. We've done like 7 of those bastards, and I've seen almost half the movies that we talked about. Last night we talked about Christmas Vacation. I've never seen Christmas Vacation, so I winged it. I've never seen Christmas Vacation. No, never seen it. Seen parts of it.
Why would you not have watched it for that show?
Oh, well, I was...
Kiss my ass, kiss your ass,
Kiss his
her
ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Tanner, you were in our last episode of Plays in Spirit.
Literally.
Yeah, I know.
Jesse, for the record, I fully intended on watching the movie at the store, which I own. But it turns out that owning a popular game store while also owning a fairly popular wrestling company right in the middle of booking your next show is a lot of work. And unfortunately, I was unable to watch it because we were too busy. But the good news is that I was a funny host, of course. Steven was on the show. Let's pull him in real quick and see if he agrees. 1 second.
He's going to be mad.
Okay, Steven, I need your help real quick. I need you to tell everybody on the show what a fun host I was last night, even though I hadn't seen the movie.
No, yeah, it was a very fun time.
And how he kept asking you political questions.
Yes, and Shannon, I am writing up my dissertation on the Putin administration here.
Good.
I'll get that to you tomorrow.
Damn right you will. Thank you, Stephen Bright. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Stephen Bright, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And he's gone. I like
Please don't do that again.
I like that power. That is a fun power to me. So last week on the show, we talked about our Spotify playlist, except for Hunter, the freak of the show who had the Apple playlist or whatever. This week, we're talking about, I believe, 12 things to watch in December. We're a day late, but we also just came up with the idea today, so fuck right off. Before we do, I want to send a special shout out to some random person on the internet because, so Tanner, Lindsay's coworker, she recently discovered the 1941 crash of Cape Girardeau, right? And I pointed her to our interview that
brought it up of her own volition today.
Yeah. And I pointed her to our interview that we did with Paul Blake Smith, author of The Bombshell Before Roswell, I think it's called, or something like that. And in the process,
41.
Yes. And in the process, I started looking up other I Want to Believe episodes. And there was actually a blog site from another author who talked about our interview with Scott Walter, the last one we did. And not in a good way.
No. The last one?
The crazy one?
Yeah.
Where we're like,
that's why.
What?
Yeah, I mean, they were just flat out like talking about how discredited he is. And it literally said he joined the Podzilla 1985 podcast and listed all the things he said on our show. And I'm like, oh shit, we got mainstream exposure. How did I never hear about this? They didn't say anything about our show, though. They didn't say anything about our show. It was just about Scott being on our show. So the only thing that was said about our show is one guy that commented said, "Nice X-Files theme ripoff." And I was like, hey, I didn't rip off the X-Files. It's not like we were hiding the secret that it was the X-Files theme. It's not like I'm like, oh, you discovered my secret.
I can't believe that you have heard of the X-Files.
Yeah, you discovered my dirty shame, you bastard. So
no one knew.
Yeah, I need to see this.
So to you, internet user who doesn't have his own podcast, I say, thanks for the feedback. Like and subscribe. I thought that was funny. I thought it was very funny. I did not know.
I'd be on there. I don't see you interviewing TV hosts or
people have covered our show mainstream before. Like we've had people have gone to our show and referenced it. When we talked to Jeff Hardy, we talked to Dolph Ziggler, Jesse. We talked to, what was the guy, the video game guy you interviewed, Ian Dallas.
Oh yeah, Ian Dallas.
Yeah. What happened to Edith Finch? What was
the name of the game? Yeah, What Remains of Edith Finch.
Yeah. So we've talked to some pretty high-profile people on the show over the last couple of years. It's not the first time that they have referenced us, but it's always interesting to me when we find an outside source that references our podcast or talks about the guests we've had on and what we've discussed. And with Scott Walter, you talk about the Christmas gift that keeps on giving. Go back and listen to it, because again, as they pointed out in this piece, Scott Walter came on our show and talked about the shadow government that contacted him about the existence of aliens. Scott Walter went insane on that episode. That was the craziest episode I have ever been a part of, and I still can't believe that we did that.
Probably the most cryptic, educational, most learning I've done on a show we've done.
I don't know if I would call it learning.
I learned some things.
Well, yeah, no, I learned that Scott Walter is a mean drunk.
No, he is not.
I love Scott Walter. I love him, but
probably I say possibly he is coming back soon. We're getting some dates set up.
I'm gonna have to ask him about it. I'm gonna have to look.
Fine.
I like Scott, but I'm also a journalist, and that night I let him run with it and go as far as he wanted to because I just wanted to see what he would say. I'm gonna have to call him out on it next time, and in the nicest way possible. But I'm gonna have to call him. I have to.
Do you have any proof otherwise that what he said isn't true?
Oh, I don't like that argument. It could go a lot of ways. Well, Tanner, can you prove that there's not, that Kate Upton's not in my room right now, waiting for me to get done so she can kiss me and feed me grapes?
It's a logical fallacy. Tanner,
I do have a post.
The burden of proof is on the accuser on that and that kind of stuff. Like the burden of proof is on the guy that made the statement.
Right.
You can't put the burden of proof on somebody arguing against them.
And I'm not, and for the record.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, okay, go ahead.
Well, for the record, I'm not arguing that he's wrong. I just want to talk to him about it and say, like, you know, I want to go in depth on the things you talked about on this show because it got some feedback online. Like one of those kind of feedbacks that like was completely organic. I didn't send it out to people or anything like that. People just discovered our podcast and they were talking about it live on the air. And we actually have our Podzilla 1985 Scott Walter correspondent Hunter Hendricks just joined the show. Hunter, we were just discussing. You missed it. I found in searching for something today, I found a blog by another author talking about the interview that we did with Scott Walter. You know the one. And
no shit.
And yeah, they were not kind to Scott. Not us. We were fine. They were not kind to the things he said on that show. Except for one guy, as I said before, who pointed out that we ripped off the X-Files theme for the intro. Like he made a new accusation that no one had pieced it together from the sound. No one had figured it out. This guy, he got to the bottom, he got to the root of the cause, you know?
This was in a blog, you say?
Yeah, it was I don't know, the guy's name started with a C, his last name started with a C, but he's an author and I think he talks about these things. No, but I can find it again real quick.
Yeah, I want to read this. We've already got a written review.
Talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Eat this guy alive.
In complete fairness, just to kind of not set Hunter up for too much disappointment, they didn't review the show at all.
That's true.
They just criticized Scott Walter.
Yes.
All they said about the show is that he appeared on it. And then somebody commented and said, like, oh, yeah, they ripped off the X-Files. Like,
yes.
Or the nice X-Files rip-off theme you have going.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Like
right.
It was some kind of secret is the, like, what the fuck?
Oh, I found it. All right, so...
I want that guy, if he's listening right now, listen to me, you motherfucker. Listen to me. Listen to me. I will eat your children, all right? I don't know who they are. I don't know if you have children, but if you do, I will eat them.
Somebody commenting on this
head to toe.
Never mind. I was going to make a real bad joke.
I sent you the link in there. It's Jason Colavito, well-known author.
Well, he checks and rechecks the facts.
I do like Scott Walters tries to physically contact or psychically contact a ET, claims USS treaties with aliens. Speaking last week to the Podzilla 1985 podcast, Walter came out as an ancient astronaut theorist, asserting for the first time to my knowledge that he believes aliens created humanity. And it goes on from there. But my favorite quote is, Knife's ripoff of the X-Files theme for the podcast. Hey, Bill! Because that's the name that's on there. Bill, you listen here.
Bill.
Thanks for listening.
As I recall, you paid... Yeah, thanks for pumping those numbers up, Bill.
Yeah.
As I recall, you paid for that ripoff of the X-Files theme. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it in the court of public opinion, especially. So it's a good time was had by all on that one. But yeah, that's worth a read. And again, I love Scott Walter. He's one of my favorite guests we've ever had. But admittedly, the last time he came on the show, and if you're unfamiliar with him, Scott Walter, former Travel Channel host, former America Unearthed, I believe is what it's called, right, Tanner? On the History Channel host. Smart guy, very smart guy, real life Indiana Jones, came on our show and talked about the shadow government and talking to aliens and the treaties with aliens. Look, we talk a lot of shit on the show, especially on I Want to Believe, and we do love our conspiracy theories. But there's a reason the show is called I Want to Believe, and not I believe anything you'll tell me. Like Winston Zeddemore said in Ghostbusters. Healthy skepticism.
If there's a steady paycheck, I'll believe anything.
That's true. She's got the goods right there. I don't like that everyone is now reading this article and not.
Yeah. Well, no. This part's really interesting to me. This part's really interesting to me. Somebody, this is what I get for reading the comments, but somebody says, my guess of what happened is a rando troll on the internet emailed him, and because the size of his ego, Walter said this must be true because of course they would choose me. Okay. I thought he was talking about us. He's talking about like whoever Walter thinks are the aliens.
The shadow government.
Once the troll saw he had a sucker, he kept up in the ante, etc. Okay.
Look, I'd like to believe Scott Walter's not the kind of guy that would fall for some random internet shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I doubt anyone got his credit card number.
Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought that they thought that we were the random trolls, and I was like, that's maybe the nicest
That's the nicest thing
that-
anyone said about us. Some of the reviews for our podcast are my favorite things. I still love the guy that called us garbage people, patting ourselves on our backs for social justice. All right.
He was going to call us
That's pretty
libtards.
No, that was friends that called us libtards. That was people we knew for sure.
I thought that's what this person was too.
That's a person who some of us are related to.
Yes, not me.
Yeah.
Wait, am I?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I
All right.
mean, I feel like everybody in that area is a little related.
Yes,
Hey.
it's called inbred, but not Tanner. Tanner's one
Not
of the good
him,
ones.
Your Highness, with the hey, and the
All right,
yeah,
let's.
the finger thing means the taxes.
Oh, the taxes. That's the thing that's got us lately. All right, let's dive into this.
I will have to agree to disagree.
We're talking about 12 things to watch this Christmas season. Everyone's got 2 that they've brought to the table because there are 6 of us. So this works out quite nicely. Let's start with, since this is Tanner's first time back on the show in a while, I feel like I should give the honor to Jesse. So Jesse, go ahead. Let's hear your first pick. 12 things to watch in December in the Christmas season. So completely different from our 31 things to watch in October.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
because there are fewer of them.
And I promise you for
because
this
everybody
episode
on the
only,
show,
there will be an
everybody on
X-Files
the show
Christmas
cares
theme.
a lot more. Everybody on the show cares a lot more about Halloween than Christmas. I'm pretty confident.
No.
Really?
I actually like
Uh-oh.
Christmas. I've always liked Christmas more, but that was when my mom was
I
alive.
like Christmas, but it's hard to enjoy it sometimes when you deal with the public on a daily basis.
It's hard to enjoy it sometimes when your family's dead and your spirit's dead.
And
that,
you worked retail.
and that's why women walk away from you and call you dubious.
Morally dubious.
Dubious.
In
Oh, no,
fairness,
wait.
I
Oh,
believe
sorry.
that
The
you
note said
walked away from.
duplicitous.
Oh, I feel like my understanding is that you walked away from this person, not the other way around.
Yeah. It's. Let's not talk about it.
All right, fair enough. We can move on. My first pick is going to be Scrooge.
Let me timestamp this so I can cut it out. So, there we go.
That's a good plan.
So Jesse needs to be on next week's episode of Extras.
Cut out.
I believe that
why
I'm
we're
already
doing it.
scheduled.
Cut that.
Yes.
Cut that.
Cut that.
Jesse, tell us about my favorite film that you took immediately.
Yeah, see, that's why I was going to make the joke, like, and here comes Shannon's instant regret, but then I thought you would take it away from me before I got to say it.
I would.
I'm gonna rename somebody to Shannon's instant regret in the group chat.
Can you get Brianna in the chat?
Shannon, you're gonna want to timestamp that around 9 p.m. Cut that.
She ain't listening to this.
So
don't
anyway,
worry.
Scrooge is the best Christmas movie.
True.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
That's true too.
It's sort of a retelling of a classic Christmas Carol, starring one of Shannon's least favorite people.
Not at the time. At the time, I loved
That's
him.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody loved Bill Murray for a while.
and Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about Bobcat Goldthwait and John Glover. I love John Glover. He's one of my favorite actors.
I forget about Bobcat Goldthwait the way the rest of the world has.
He directed one horror film, and it was pretty good. So kudos
What
to
horror
you.
film?
Willow Creek.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bigfoot movie.
It
It's
was,
pretty good.
yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, Hunter, you know it's got to be decent if I give a shit about Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's surprising. That is legitimately surprising. That's shocking almost.
Jesse, on Scrooge,
I would
really
go so
quick.
far as to say shocking. Yes, on Scrooge.
I want to follow up on that really quick. There's someone, I won't name names just because I don't remember if we talked about it on the show or not, so I don't want to put anybody on Front Street. But there's someone that is going to watch the show, that movie, Scrooge, but is concerned about the content, that it's gross. Do you remember anything particularly gross about it? Because, like, I've been racking my brain going, okay, what could be so bad? And we've come up with a couple things, but what do you remember? Anything in your head that sticks out?
Do you actually want me to say it, or do you want me to say if I remember something?
If you remember it, say it. I'm curious.
So there's a couple of instances that are a little gross that I can think of, like finding the frozen corpse.
That's not. That's sad. That's sad.
That's true. That is more sad than
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would say is actually gross. Like, there's some weird shit that happens, particularly with Ghost of Christmas Past. And then his boss is kind of gross. Like the way the hand
taxi
breaks
driver's a little
off.
nasty sometimes.
Whoa.
Do what? The taxi driver is.
You know who played that
By
taxi
design.
driver?
Yeah, I don't know his name, but he's recognizable. And he's also kind of grody.
I don't know his name, but he's recognizable. That's what everyone
like
says
it.
about me.
You know,
Well, I don't
I'm
know his
terrible
name.
with names.
I don't know his name, but he's recognizable. He's that guy. Always wore the pants.
But yeah, if anything's gross, it's his boss at the beginning, particularly like the rat poking out when he's grabbing his hand to stop from falling, and it's just like breaking off and shattering.
That's good.
a little gross.
No, that's good.
And
That's quality.
and then towards the end of the film, you get to see what's underneath the cloak for the Ghost of Christmas Future. And that's also a little gross.
The Ghost of Christmas Future is always scary in any version. Like, even in the Muppet version. It's
accurate.
creepy.
And it's supposed to be. Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love that movie.
Same.
Also, I do apologize. I've been under the weather the last few days. I don't feel particularly great.
Well, no one knew anything till you just said that.
Well, I feel like I sound nasally, and I'm not like on it really.
That's all right.
I feel like I'm having trouble like remembering things and saying things.
That's perfectly okay, because picking up your slack is your better half. Shelby Kimball, let's go for it.
Gremlins.
God damn it! God damn it! I expected more out of you. You always pick obscure bullshit. Now you pick fucking movie.
Now I have to name someone Shannon's prolonged regret.
God damn it. Well, there's my 2 picks.
Also, for what it's worth, I almost renamed Lindsay to Shannon's instant regret, and I was like, well, that seems
that's a little
uncomfortable.
close.
That would be kind of funny, but I mean, I'm still just generic woman otherwise.
That's correct, yes.
All right, Shelby, tell us about the movie Gremlins.
So, as a child, it was one of my favorite things to watch because I always wanted to get one of those little fuzzy bags
There's you a
as a
target.
present. And I just love the thought of, like, there's this creature, and if you fuck up at any point, it becomes a monster.
It's
Awesome.
it's a real it's a real a horror story about people who aren't prepared to have pets.
And I wasn't, but I wanted it. We were gonna have a Gremlins scenario, and I fucking wanted that. I wanted these fuckers running around the mall, destroying every one of those shopping centers. I wanted that to happen.
I had an ex-girlfriend that never saw Gremlins, and I showed it to her, and she fell in love with it, and almost ruined Gremlins for me forever. But it's back in my lexicon now. I love Gremlins, and not just Gremlins, everything about Gremlins. Was it William Ragsdale? Is that who stars in it? I believe. Like William Ragsdale, and then Judge Reinhold, of course. Love Judge Reinhold. Phoebe Cates. The crush button is crushed. And if you have an 80s film, Hunter, you have to have one specific actor in it. Who is that?
The hell do you mean one specific actor? There's like 17 people that have to be in every 80s movie.
There's one guy that's in every 80s film. He was in The Terminator. We talked about him. Briefly.
Dick, what's his name? Dick Wilson?
Dick Miller.
Dick Miller.
Dick
That's
Miller.
who it is. I couldn't think of his name. Yeah.
He plays
I remember
the
that
next
now.
door neighbor who's obsessed with the Gremlins and thinks he's going crazy. Yeah, Gremlins is a great movie. It's also dark as hell. And Hunter, wasn't Gremlins also part of the reason they introduced the new rating system?
Yeah, I was going to say it was Gremlins too, but I think it is the first Gremlins. I know it's Temple of Doom. So
Yeah.
it was the second Indiana Jones, and I think the first Gremlins were the ones that prompted the PG-13 rating.
Yeah, and it was critics disliked it. Critics did not get the point of Gremlins. They thought it was too mean to be a family film, and it was too sweet to be a horror movie. So it was a weird mix. I remember famously Leonard Maltin was not a fan of it, which is funny because Leonard Maltin then appears in the second film criticizing the first film before he is killed by Gremlins. It's it's fantastic.
It's what the kids call meta.
It's so good. So Gremlins is a good pick, and I hate you. Let's go to Tanner for his first pick. Welcome back, Tanner. You remember that show that used to be on with John Travolta? Welcome back, Tanner. It was a good show.
Welcome back. Welcome
Bless
back.
you.
Bless you.
So my first pick, I'm going to get out of the way. Surprised no one said it yet. I know Hunter hasn't gone yet, but Christmas Vacation.
You motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it.
All right. Well, I'm
You
just
didn't
going to
listen
go.
to yesterday's episode yet.
Look what you did, Tanner. Oh, wait, he's
I'm
back.
so sorry.
Okay.
As Hunter's
The
all
one fucking time Tanner's on the show in 2 months. The one time.
I got both my. This is a horrible show. This is a horrible show.
This is a terrible night.
This
Yes.
is a bad experience for everybody.
I mean, Shannon, you
Yes.
can take mine if you want.
I don't know what yours are.
I didn't get to talk about Christmas Vacation,
Shit.
so I'm taking it.
All right, then talk.
I was going to say that. Say something.
No, I mean on extras and epilogues. Look, I am
Careful.
You're not going to
Good
get any
night.
sympathy from me, Chief.
Careful, yeah. You don't come on the show and take the man's pick and then go feel bad for me. It's but I understand. Tanner, what's your favorite part
for me, I'll
about
take it.
what's your favorite part about Christmas Vacation? And we'll move on.
Literally everything from the bits, I did a bit earlier. Kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass.
That's the beginning of last night's show. That's what I put in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't even listened to that yet, but that's one of my favorite bits. I like all the vacation movies though, and
That's fine. You're allowed to be wrong.
Have you seen the new
Several
one?
of them are bad.
I like them.
Have you seen the new one?
I have not. That's the one I haven't seen.
All right.
I still think Vegas Vacation is my favorite though.
Oh, God, you're really allowed to be wrong. Somebody boot him out of here. My
Hold on.
God.
Hold on, I got a button
Vegas
for it.
Vacation.
I got a button for it.
Dark gray mist.
There it is. I brought it back. Had to delete
I'm
a
just
couple.
glad that's back,
Yeah,
honestly. That'll
that's
make me
the
feel
reason
better.
for the season. All right, well, Hunter, if you can find any joy in this miserable carcass of a Christmas show, let's hear your first pick. You and I have both been
the
stolen
other-
from. There's nobody
Yeah.
more persecuted in the United States right now than Hunter and I.
That's right. Straight, cis, white men in their almost 40s in my case.
Hey, I'm almost 42.
I mean, the other correct answer was Home Alone, so I'm going to take Home Alone now.
Yes.
I raved quite a
Take
bit
what you
about Home
can.
Alone
Take
I
what
was
you
going to say on a
can.
previous episode of Extras and Epilogues, and it is my second favorite Christmas movie. It's a very good one. We did just get to see the symphony orchestra play the score along with it, which was very cool. I didn't think about them doing this, and then they did. So there are several parts late in that movie. I'm not going to rant about Home Alone. I did that already and how good it is.
Right.
Go listen to Extras and Epilogues. But
Please.
when the orchestra did their performance, there are several parts of the score of that movie late in the movie where there are voices. There's choir voices. They brought in a combined choir of 3 local high schools that were selected to perform those parts. And so they did those live too, instead of it just being
Awesome.
the instrumentals. It was very cool. They were very, very good too. I wish I could remember off the top of my head the name of those schools, but they were 3 local St. Louis area high schools. And they were really good. And then they did like a little surprise performance after the credits of just like a big kind of Christmas medley. Not traditional stuff either. It was a song I didn't recognize, but it was them and the orchestra all together. It was very, very good. Christmas Home Alone is another quintessential Christmas movie for me. It's got a little bit of everything, family friendly humor, but also some over the top stuff for the parents. It's very funny. It's very heartwarming. And to be fair, I said it last night on that Christmas Vacation episode of Extras and Epilogues. Home Alone is the better movie of the two. I might like Christmas Vacation more, but Home Alone's the better movie. So
Right. All right.
that's the one.
Okay, well, I was gonna try to bring up some really nice. My favorite two Christmas films are literally Scrooge and Gremlins. So since the Kimball family decided to steal my Christmas, I guess I'm going to just I'm gonna go the opposite route and just pick horror movies. So while everybody else is snuggled nicely under their fucking tree, I'll be over here soaked in the blood of my enemies. The first one, I'm gonna
Kill
pick.
Tanner first.
A whole lot of people are dying this
Please,
Christmas.
continue.
I'm gonna say Krampus.
That's
It's a legitimately. It's
You know, I still haven't seen that.
it's good. It's not gonna blow you away with how amazing it is, but it's really good. It's
Good, yeah.
it's a good tale of redemption, kind of. The Krampus monster is actually very like kind of creepy. The toys are amazing. Like the special effects for the toys in
Those
the
were
movie.
nightmare fuel.
Yeah, there's that one. I forget what it is. It's like a Jack in the Box that swallows that kid or that person. That's like truly horrifying. And the movie ends on such a vague down note. It's kind of surprising. I was shocked by how this horror film was. It's really good. So yeah, Krampus, if you've never seen it, they made about 50 sequels that were all low budget and had nothing to do with the original one. In fact, I think my favorite one I saw was called like Mama Krampus or something. And it was about his wife, or I don't know, man. A lot of bullshit. See, that's what happens when people take the best films to start with, and then they leave everybody else to scraps. So Krampus is my pick. Lindsay, let's go to you.
I'm going with my one I watch every year, even if it is the only one I watch. A Muppet Family Christmas.
That's a good one. That's a good
I
one.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
what-
all go to Fozzie's mom's house for the holidays, but she is unaware that this is happening, and she had planned a trip to go to California, and instead she has a house full of weirdos. And the weirdos keep coming, because not only is it the Muppets, but it's also Sesame Street and Fraggle Rock all together, and it's the best.
I'm typing out all these picks.
And it's from
Oh, yeah, I meant to do that.
88,
I got you.
I believe.
I
I
got you.
think it was from 1988.
What is it called again, Lindsay?
Might have been
Muppet?
87.
Muppet-
A Muppet Family Christmas.
Yeah, we watch it on YouTube every year.
Because my copy is on VHS and I don't have a working VCR anymore.
And also the quality of the YouTube one is better than the VHS one. So
Yes, it is. I know, but that is my only copy.
Oh, all right. Okay. Let's go back to Jesse. Jesse, what other child are you going to rob of their joy tonight?
Nobody's. So does it have to be movies, or is it just like things?
Just stuff to watch.
No, it
Stuff
has to be movies now. Because
Okay.
you punished me.
All his films.
I also, boy, this has turned into a theme for me. My preferred Muppets Christmas movie, Muppet Christmas Carol.
You know, I would be mad about that because that was next on my list, but I already knew someone was going to take it, so I got to back up.
So, had you not just restricted me, I would have said something I watch December 1st every year just by myself. I got to pull up Something Claus because it just makes me happy and puts me in, feeling good for the season.
Did I ever tell you, Jesse, about we used to watch Something Claus all the time, and we still do, obviously. And this is more of a Halloween thing, but I meant to bring it up before. The year that I decided to make Lindsay and others watch David Pumpkins every day in October.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
By day 13 or 14, we were so miserable. But I said, no, we're doing this whole month. And I thought about doing something similar with Something Claus, but I don't want to ruin that magic.
I was about to say,
Don't, maybe once a week or every other day.
Every other Christmas.
'Cause I do enjoy it.
Actually, Shannon,
Everybody's
if
doing
you want that one, if you want that one, because we haven't even talked about it, I do have another one.
No. I said I'm going with horror films. I'm sticking with my decision. So go ahead. Tell us about the Muppet script. Talk.
Well, I thought of another one that I would rather do is what's happening right now.
Oh shit! All right, I'll give you one.
Oh,
do-over.
all right. So now Jesse's just taking multiples on his turn. Great. That's
No, I'm letting. I was going to let Shannon have Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh well, what's your other one?
Now I don't want to take it because I have a feeling it might be Huntress.
everybody just go get him.
All right, if it's not if it doesn't get mentioned, then I'll mention it at the end. I'll stick with Muppet Christmas Carol.
Okay, so tell us about a Muppet Christmas Carol. It's Muppets and it's
It's
Christmas
another
Carol. Yeah,
of a Christmas Carol.
but important to
with
note,
Muppets.
my favorite part about it, not just that it's Rizzo the Rat and Gonzo the Great, because those are my two favorite characters in Muppets, obviously. But the fact that this is a well-known secret that Michael Caine only agreed to do the film if he could play it deadpan serious, like as a real theatrical thing. That's amazing. That is amazing.
and he treated them all like fellow actors. Like they were not. It was not the Muppets. It was not. He talked to the fucking Muppet, because that was the actor in the scene.
That's so cool. I love that so much.
Very funny.
Yeah, Michael Caine is a magic man. All right. Hey, there's Gonzo the Great and Rizzle the Rat right there.
Hey, all right.
Yeah. All right, Shelby.
Life and Adventures of Santa Claus from 1985.
Hey.
I swapped it and changed it from the other horror movie that I had so that Shannon could have a unique theme.
No.
Now, wait,
hold
though,
on.
Shelby, is this the Rankin Bass stop motion or is this the drawn 2D animation?
It's the
It's the good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It
hold
was
on.
from
Hold on.
1985.
Back up. That sounds all great and well, but there's not often that someone joins me on my horror crusade. So I want you to stick with your original. I want to know what the original is.
The Killer Snowman.
I'll take it. That's what's going down. The Killer Snowman. All right. Forget about Rankin.
I've told you
Jack
about my
Frost.
story with Jack Frost, haven't I?
That you thought it was the other one? Yeah.
As a kid.
That's how I found it as a child, and I was
Thought
like,
it was the
this
Michael
is
Keaton
it.
one.
I was all set for a fun family adventure.
No, I was so excited when that was what happened. My mom was like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah!
Oh, so you cut out at the beginning. You're talking about Jack Frost, the Killer Snowman.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bad film.
Yeah.
That is a bad film, but it had Shannon
It's
Elizabeth in it.
It's so
Surprisingly.
bad, but it's so good at the same time. Like, it's one of those cheesy movies that's good to have on in the background.
Yes, 100% agree. It's so terrible, and yet somehow still better than the Michael Keaton film of the same name.
Yes.
So like the Rankin Bass Jack Frost.
Rankin back.
It's just cutesy.
Hunter, Lindsay's taking Rankin back. Yeah.
I was going to say earlier when Lindsay asked Shelby which of the versions it was, could anyone else see the knife she had behind her back, like waiting for the correct answer? It's like, which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
The Rankin Bass.
Okay, because the 2D
Quietly,
animated
she
one
puts
is
down the
obnoxious
blade.
as hell.
Which one, you bitch?
Picture of it pulled up right now. I was like, nope, it is not the 2D one. It is definitely the stop motion one because it's
Good, because that is the correct answer.
Stop motion is always better. Hunter, triples are best, technically.
Yeah, you're going to want triples.
You want triples.
If you can get them.
All right,
When
Tanner.
that deal goes through.
What do you got, Tanner? What's your other pick for the season?
Senior correspondent for Adam Sandler. I'm going to go with 8 Crazy Nights.
You can have it. Keep it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
do.
that's yours.
That's
I'll
fine.
put it in.
I gladly take it. I love that movie.
Everyone else.
Me and
I
my
love that
brothers used to watch them. That was an annual tradition for me and my two brothers for years. We would get together at somebody's house and watch it. It got ruined one year that I'll talk about off the air.
Yeah, same.
If anybody's curious.
I am, and I have a similar story.
I am
It got ruined for me the first time because someone put it on, and then the second time,
And then you watched it.
and then I watched it. Is this a Christmas? Wait, this is a Jewish movie. This is a Hanukkah movie.
It's a Hanukkah movie. It's fine.
It's both.
Well, happy holidays.
It can be both.
It's the same time of the year.
Look at that, Hunter, Tanner,
Look.
Tanner Calvert taking the
Y'all
Christ
can-
out of Christmas.
Y'all can make fun of it all you want. That movie is great.
We will.
I
Thank
only,
you.
yeah, I only make fun of it. Doesn't mean that you're wrong to like it. You know, we jest, we poke, we joke. That's what we do.
Yeah,
I
you
like
pissed me off, and now I'm going to do this for the rest of the night. That's what happened. That's how this goes.
I see.
Please.
I would
You
have
got to talk about it on the episode. I didn't.
I would have had a similar
I know.
reaction,
You stole it from
but I'm
me.
used to Jesse doing this for the past 8 years. So this ain't new. Now
I
Shelby,
never-
on the other hand,
I never steal anything from anybody on this show.
Until tonight.
until tonight.
Glad
Until
to be your
tonight.
first, Tanner.
Happy holidays, Hunter. What do you got? What's your other one?
All right. Because it hasn't been mentioned, and I fear at this point it won't. I also don't think anybody else would claim this. Maybe I like A Christmas Story more than I should. Honestly, I still find it pretty damn funny. Frankly,
It triggers me. I blame
not-
USA Network.
I was gonna say, look, it's not the greatest movie, and it's definitely like it's been overplayed. But I think getting away from not having cable for like a decade at this point, I think. Or close to it anyway, somewhere in there, I just don't see it that often. I don't see the big 24-hour, let's show it every hour of every day for a whole month marathon anymore. So at best, I see it once or twice, like close to Christmas, and it's still pretty damn funny.
If my cousins
what got
didn't
me burnt
insist
on
on
Iron
leaving it
Giant.
on grandma's TV all day on Christmas Day, I probably would still enjoy it, but I cannot stand that film anymore. I don't find it funny. I find it annoying as all get out because of 24-hour marathons.
I'll tell you what actually ended up. This is unfair. I'm basically taking 2 at this point. But the rules are out the fucking window.
They're gone.
They dropped a sequel, I think last year, called A Christmas Story.
I was just about to talk about that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
It's very good. Like, okay, that's overselling it. It's pretty good. Like it's a good watch.
For a sequel 40 years later, yeah.
For a sequel 40 years
Wait,
later.
is this the one where he's grown up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have heard of it.
It has all the original actors.
Yeah, it's got all the cast. Well, of who was available
is alive. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a good watch. It's not something I've thought about watching since, but if you liked the first movie and then you got burned out on it, I think the second one will have you wanting to watch it again at least one more time because it makes you go, oh yeah, I remember that bit. They're calling back to this thing. In fact, watching them back to back, but doing it as watching the new one first and then going back and watching the original afterward, which I know seems weird, worked really well for me that year. And I think that was last year.
You kind of got the flashback afterwards, basically.
Yes. Yeah, because you've seen that movie enough times, everybody has, that you know everything that happens in it. So watching the sequel and getting the little callbacks to the bits and then getting one last little burst of nostalgia watching them afterward, it is worth it. So you put them together, I think it's a good combo. But I still like the one. It's not my favorite thing. It's something that like maybe we cover next year on Extras and Epilogues as we start to run out of major Christmas movies. But yeah.
That's exactly what I did last year. HBO, they dropped on HBO Max, and I was like, man, they got the whole cast back. That'll be cool. It got, I was the same way. I got burnt out as a kid. My dad loved having that movie on all day long. Opening gifts, mom would have us listening to Kenny G Christmas album.
Jesse and I have the same goddamn Christmases in the background at least.
Meanwhile, Hunter, Shannon was over here listening to Merry Motherfucking Christmas by Eazy-E.
And a mom had
my dad wouldn't allow that in the house.
Going. Yeah, same.
What's the Run DMC song? I can't remember.
I should know. It's in my mix at work now. Like I'm like, okay, we got Run DMC playing.
Christmas Novelist. Yeah.
So I was pretty sick of the movie, and then Shelby's mom, Shelby hates this movie to this day. Even though they don't, she doesn't watch it, they just have a DVD they put on loop all day long on Christmas. So anyway, they dropped the sequel, and I was like, I'll watch it. I'm not gonna make Shelby watch it because I know she just absolutely fucking hates that movie. So I watched it, and then I was like, yeah, no, I feel a little bit of nostalgia. I'll go rewatch the first one. I don't hate this as much as I thought I did, and I actually enjoyed it on this particular watch.
There's funny parts, but I don't give a shit about it anymore.
I've heard of it. There's also, for the record, there's also a sequel called A Christmas Story 2.
There is not.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, no, it's got Daniel Stern in it. I'm looking at it right here.
Do not watch it because the way I was going to phrase it, I was going to ask if you have watched the new sequel whenever Hunter started this thing, because the
not
original
the one with the number in it.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, it's real bad.
So I've got a hard time picking my last one. There's two that I want to do. There's two Christmas horror films, and this is a hard choice. All right, I'm gonna go with I'll go with this one. Hunter said A Christmas Story. I'm gonna pick A Christmas Horror Story. It's literally called that, and it is an anthology film. You know how much I love anthology films.
Is this the one with Shatner?
Yes, this is the one with Bill Shatner as Dangerous Dan, a DJ who is spinning yarns while I think it's 3 or 4 different stories take place. One is about ghosts in a school. One is about a mimic, basically, that this family gets. And my personal favorite, and the one that you really need to watch it for. So, Jesse, I'm a big fan of the X-Men. We're all big fans of the X-Men.
I do know that, yeah.
Especially the X-Men cartoon. Well, the guy that voiced Beast in the X-Men cartoon is in this movie as Santa Claus. And at Santa's workshop, one of the elves gets sick, even though no one ever gets sick, and dies, even though no one ever dies, and then he comes back as a zombie. and this elf starts biting other elves, and before too long, Santa is in a full-blown zombie apocalypse at his workshop, and then he finds the person responsible for it. You guessed it, Krampus. And then Krampus and Santa Claus have a one-on-one showdown at the end of the film. It's insane. Now, that's not the twist, though. There's a twist, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone that's not seen it.
No, it's a good film, though. I really enjoyed it.
The ending's kind of sad.
It was unexpected.
The ending's kind of sad. I don't want to spoil the ending, but if you've never seen A Christmas Horror Story, it's really, really fun. The other one that I was going to pick is one that I liked. We watched it one time, and I'll never watch it again because it depressed me, and that is Anna and the Apocalypse, which is a Christmas zombie musical. Yeah.
We watched that at the store.
We did. It was a Christmas movie we watched at the store one year, and it was so bleak. We all went into it laughing, and they're singing and killing zombies, and then by the end, we're all like, I'm depressed.
Y'all just kind of like, we all walked the store kind of like quiet, and then just like...
Just suck the life out of us. Crisis. All right, Lindsay, you got the last pick.
Do I go with weird or do I go with classic?
Weird.
Will Vince Claymation Christmas.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Nobody knows what that is. Classic.
So
I do. Is this the one that you always watch?
It's the one with the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Because I make you watch it.
They're coming to wassailing.
This only aired, I believe it was 87 and 88, or it was 88 and 89. I don't remember. It only aired on TV for 2 years. It's a half-hour special where there are two claymation dinosaurs hosting a basically like Christmas Carol musical type thing. So it's little shorts. They're introducing mini like Christmas Carol music videos. And like there's one that it's an orchestra of bells that smack themselves in the head with mallets, and that's the Carol of the Bells segment. And there's two walruses that ice skate to Angels Held on High. And the running gag through the whole thing.
Raisins, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The last number is the California Raisins doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and this is the guy who created the actual like claymation California Raisins.
And it also has
the running bit with the dinosaurs is the "Here We Come a Wassailing," but all these groups keep singing it wrong, and the T-Rex gets mad constantly. It's like, no, it's wassail. But yeah, it's like ducks come up and they're singing "Here We Come a Waddling," and there's like dogs with waffles going "Here we come a waffling," and then like just finally at the very end they get wassail and explain what wassail is, and it's just cute and silly, and it has a soft spot in my heart, and it just kind of vanished for the longest time. And I finally got a copy of it, like, recorded when I was in high school, because for some reason it popped up on the Disney Channel for, like, one time. And then after I moved out here, like, I went on a hunt and finally found the DVD collection. And that's another one I enjoy watching each year, even though it's weird as all get out.
It's good, though. So I saw this before I ever met Lindsay, and she reminded me of it. I loved this as a kid, and I still like it. Claymation always have a soft spot. Well, no, it was the California Raisins. Because I love me some California Raisins as a kid. Yeah.
Admittedly, the Christmas tree segment freaks me out just a little bit. I liked the doo-wop singing camels for We Three Kings.
I did not. Jesse, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this was my older brother's like favorite thing as a kid too. Like I also enjoyed it. Like there were parts that I thought was kind of weird, especially as a kid.
No, the whole
and
thing
for a long
weird.
time. And like for a long time, like I kind of thought it was like a fever dream because like it
was real.
It disappeared off the face of the planet. And then like my older brother was talking about it. Like this was, I don't know, it was like 8 or 9 years ago, something like that. My older brother was talking about it. And we hunted it down and got him a DVD copy.
Yep, it was like $30 because it has the Easter, the Halloween, and the Christmas special on it.
I think this one was just the Christmas special, but I'm not positive about that.
Well, you found a better deal than me, because I got stuck with the other two also.
Because I think this was just the Christmas one. And yeah, we found him the DVD. Yeah, like because that was one of those things, like, as soon as like he was talking about it, I was like, oh, shit, I do. That was real. Okay.
It's too real. Oh, anyway.
My friend Ariel actually sent me, she found a physical copy of the soundtrack on CD a few years back, and she sent me that for a Christmas present. So I have the soundtrack also.
No, without the claymation, nah. You're gonna need that claymation.
You're gonna need that claymation.
You're gonna need the California raisins all up in your ear, singing.
I was very happy that song actually got added into my mix at work, and I was like coming in from bringing shipment inside, and I just hear the very end of it, and I'm like, is this California raisins? Why did I miss this?
I thought the California raisins actually invented that. It came up with that song. I heard it through the grapevine because it just makes sense, right? Grapevine,
Right.
California raisins.
Of course. Yeah.
Did someone say they had an add-on they wanted to throw in, or am I crazy?
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Somebody
say,
should have
if it
mentioned
didn't get
Die Hard.
taken-
Someone, well, yeah.
Yeah, because I had another one that I was going to do
Christmas
instead of
movie.
a Muppet Christmas Carol. If it didn't get mentioned,
Well, shit.
and it didn't.
Hunter, I should have said Tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It does end on Christmas.
it's on Christmas.
Oh,
Legally
guess that's fair.
counts. Yeah.
Technically counts.
Also,
Yep.
want to point out how weird it is that we have 6 of the films on the list are horror films.
We are. I mean, it's true to life. Like,
Yeah.
look around us. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so Scrooged is definitely a horror film. I feel like it is because I think it's the darkest version of the Scrooge tale. Gremlins is a horror film.
Definitely.
Krampus is a horror film. Muppet Christmas Carol, you could say, is a horror film. You could claim it. I mean, that whole ending with the Ghost of Christmas Future, like, it always creeps me out. He's always super scary. Christmas Horror Story is a horror film. Jack Frost is a horror film. You could say 8 Crazy Nights even. You could make the argument that it's so terrifying when it comes on that you would run from the television and hide.
Look, it's not that bad. But no, the movie that I was going to mention, if you wanted to take a Muppet Christmas Carol, was Elf.
Yeah, I'm really surprised no one mentioned Elf. I thought someone would mention Elf.
He's a fake.
I don't like Elf at all.
I think it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's-
No.
Jesus, Shelby. She could say you
She
hate
really
the movie. You
does.
didn't say you hate
No,
Will
no.
Ferrell.
Yeah.
It's
No.
Christmas.
It's him.
If it was anybody else, she might actually enjoy the movie, but because it's like she just absolutely hates Will Ferrell.
Can't she look past Will Ferrell and see that Faison Love is in it?
You want to know the only movie he's in that I can stand?
Step Brothers.
No.
No.
I rewatched
Talladega
Step Brothers, and even I hate that fucking movie
Nope.
now.
It can't be Talladega Nights because he's
What's-
too
what-
involved in that, too.
What's
too
the
Will
one
Ferrell.
Lego
where
movie?
he's the character in a
Lego
storybook?
movie.
It's Lego Movie.
Let's go!
Oh,
I knew it was.
Because he's less Will Ferrell-y.
He's
I was
barely
gonna
in
say
it.
Barbie.
Like as
Barely
himself.
in it,
I mean,
and yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not Will Ferrell
What about
at all
Barbie?
in it.
What about Barbie?
Barbie.
Barbie.
I wasn't a huge fan of him in Barbie either. Like,
Damn
he's
it.
kind of what... He was the only downside.
What about what's that comedy film? I don't remember if he was in it. John C. Reilly. Was it Hard Cocks? Dewey Cox?
Dewey Cox.
It was yeah,
Walk
hard.
Hard.
Walk
Walk
Hard.
Hard.
That's it. Yeah.
Walk
The
Hard,
Dewey Cox
Cox
story.
I don't remember if he's in that.
If he's the main
Will
focus
Ferrell's
of
not
the
in that movie.
I usually don't even watch
Walk
the movie.
hard.
Jesus. All right.
Well,
Well,
Walk Hard is a truly
Hard.
incredible film.
with that out of the way, all of you Will Ferrell lovers can email Shelby Kimball directly at she don't give a fuck at gmail.org.
Oh, copy me on that. That's all right. Copy me on there.
That's gonna
I'll
do
say
it for us. That's gonna do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week with an all new After Dark where we'll talk about some more Christmassy things, more than likely. But do yourself a favor, go back and listen to this week's list of incredible episodes, which were all extras and epilogues. On Sunday, you had extras and epilogues talking about Godzilla -1. On Tuesday, you had extras and epilogues with Hunter with Stephen Bright talking about aliens. And then
Yes.
on
Michael B. It's been a good
it's
year.
been a good year. Wednesday, we talked about Hunter. Have you ever seen Christmas Vacation? I'm surprised it didn't make your list.
Indeed, I have. I haven't listened to that, but I realized afterward I was like, "Man, my throat kind of hurts." Oh yeah, because you've been talking nonstop for an hour.
Thank God too, because I was over here just like looking at things from the movie, going, "I can talk about this. I can talk about this." And tomorrow it's horse time. It'll be a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week with an all new round of episodes other than tomorrow, which is horse time. I always act like it doesn't exist. Anyway, Shelby, now you promised us, no, calm down. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. I don't want to put you on the spot, but you did promise us this year that you would sing a "Oh Silent Night" in a salsa style. So if you would
What
please,
is "Oh Silent Night"?
Isn't that the name of the song?
What is that?
No.
What is salsa
It's
style?
just Silent
You're
Night.
thinking of Silent Night and "Oh Christmas Tree." You put them together.
Or Oh Holy Night.
Oh, silent
Yeah.
tree.
Oh,
Oh,
silent
silent tree.